So this application, online application, is completely free. Every feature within it is free. It is known as Gynzy.com. To access it, you would go on Gynzy.com and make an account. This video, my audience today is for teachers. We just discovered this tool in my district, and we're really trying to push it out as we no longer have a software where we're paying for interactive whiteboard space. So I want to show you a couple of tools today. There's a lot that goes into this, so it's a really good tool to explore. But basically, it's great for lessons and activities. A lot of the lessons are pre-made. They'll be in this My Lessons section, or sorry, they'll be in the tool section, and we'll dive into that just in a little bit. So how this relates to the ISTE standards is one of the first ones that really jumped out at me was the teacher standard 2C, where you want to model for colleagues the identification, exploration, curation, and adoption of new digital resources. Specifically, the exploration and curation really stands out for this app because you have a lot of things that you can explore within these tools. So if I just hit the math tab, I could just show you there's tons of things. Right now I'm in second grade, a lot of different options that you can use for activities within this too. They also have lessons that are geared towards common core standards if you use them in your school. If I clicked more info, you will notice that it tells you exactly what standards and what grades that you can use it. It describes what the activity is as well. So this is a great resource. And you also have the ability to save it as a favorite. So right here, I have it already as a favorite, but let's say I wanted to mark it as my favorite. Anytime I wanted to use it, it would be in my favorites tab. Now this website, because you're logged into your name, you have everything saved through here. It's almost like it's a Google Drive or an iCloud. Everything is saved on the Gynzy.com under your name. So if you look at like my lessons, for example, and sorry, I'm a little all over the place right here. If you click on my lessons, this is the folders that I've created, which you can create right down here. If I clicked on enriched, for example, you'll notice I have all different chapters within it, and these are lessons that I've created. So if I just clicked, for example, on this, you will notice my lessons will be open. They'll upload right to here. And we'll talk about kind of what this looks like and how you can get lessons uploaded on here as well. Additionally, IST standard, another one that stood out to me with this app is CCSS, where we explore and apply instructional design principles to create innovative digital learning environments that engage and support learning. So this goes back to the tools that they have. There are a ton of things that will get kids excited. They also can create their own accounts, and you can say, okay, everyone's going to go and find the Mathland, so they can search it. And you'll say, okay, Mathland. And when they search it, you'll say, okay, everybody click it and save it to your favorite so that they have it as well. So just a couple of quick things that I want to dive into, because this will take me a long time, but it's a really great app. There's a lot of widgets that we can use. There's pre-made lessons. You have the ability to make lessons and add images. You can save it on any platform, on any device, which is really, really great. So a couple things I want to show you is the first one is the board tool. So I'm just going to start off with a blank page just so we could talk about these tools here. So obviously, if you have like a smart board or interactive whiteboard, this is something that you can use that you don't have to pay for when you're using the whiteboard. It works with any markers that you have. So this would be the marker tool. You can change the size, you can change the color, and you can write on it. Obviously, I'm using a mouse, so it's not as effective. Eraser, you can embed text in here, and you can move the sorry. You can move the text, change the font. You can add shapes. Something that I really enjoy too, and this is great for students to just work on too, it's a good workspace for them, is if they wanted to put an image on, they could click Google Images. And so I Googled a dog. Let's say we Googled fish, right? So they could Google directly on this website, which is great. And let's say I wanted to put this fish in. So I would click on the fish and it would automatically load to where my whiteboard space is, or my blank space is. It's a really good workspace for kids, and for you as well, especially if you're designing your own lessons. Additionally, there are a couple things you can embed media in. You can put YouTube links in, YouTube videos, so I could show you that. So let's say I wanted to do a YouTube video on, since we love it, let's do blended learning. So I'm searching for blended learning. And let's say I wanted to put this video on here. So the video is directly on this workspace too, which is something that I haven't found in the other interactive whiteboard softwares that I've used, some of them even that you had to pay for. So if you wanted to add a new page, you can just hit the new page right here and another page would pop up. The last thing I want to show you in this board is the widgets section. So there's a really cool things, a lot of really useful things that you can use in your classroom. Two things I just want to point out is the first one is the timer. So you can just pull this up real quick without even having to have a lesson. And you can time your kids, okay, I want to do 15 seconds, or maybe you want to change it to a different time. You can also use voice levels, which is something that is really awesome for maybe like elementary school grades. I'm a middle school teacher, but if you want to show them, okay, there's a do now when they come in, and you say discuss, sorry, number 1 and number 2 from your homework, and then you would just change whatever layout you wanted to do. Maybe you want them to table talk, voices, so you just do that when they come in. I just want to move that. So that's a really nice tool, especially for elementary levels. And then one last thing is the random name picker. So you can click on that, and once you get to that, I've already embedded names in, but maybe you want to change it. So I have Dan, Mary, Paul, and Steve, and I'm going to save it. And okay, Paul, you're up. You're going to go first. And the next person, oh, what do you know? It's Dan. Couple of other things. Let's talk about the tools again. I did touch on it briefly. It took us to this YouTube thing, but we could always go back to the activities and lessons here. So I'm going to go back to that math lesson, or math tab, excuse me. And I teach 8th grade, so I'm going to click 8th grade here. I'm going to get rid of the 2nd grade. Now, this is a great tool. I favorited it. I just found this, so it's really fun just to get the kids thinking about number sense and how they can figure out how to open the safe by using the numbers that are given to them. So I could just show you basically one of the activities. So our goal is to get to 12. So let's say I have to do something with the operations in order to get to 12. So maybe I want to do 6 plus 6. So I got to 12 here, but I have to go all the way down to get to that. So then maybe I want to do 7 and 2. And maybe I want to multiply it. So I get 14. Now 14 and 12 isn't going to work. So I'm going to go back. And you can keep going and they can play around with it. They can check their answer. So it'll say, oh, you have to complete it. So let's just show you what that looks like, even though this is wrong. So I'm going to do 14 minus 12, and I don't know if it's right, and I'm wrong. I got 2, not 12. So they can keep going through it, and you can make it a game almost out of it. So who could open the safe first? A lot of different really useful interactive tools, though, that students can use and you can use in your classrooms. But definitely, I would spend some time exploring this because there are great tools for all different subjects. And I know that in other grades, I've spoken to kindergarten teachers that say that these have been great for them, 1st grade teachers. So really awesome. And basically, that's pretty much it for now. There's a lot of things, like I said, that you can explore on your own, but I just wanted to give you a brief introduction so that you get a better idea of using this to drive some lessons or support your lessons through technology.